Hello, creative friends. I'm Cheryl Dorsey, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I want to show you a card that we made at our workshop this month. This is March of 2022, and I think they came out so cute, so I just want to share those with you. So it is kind of like a pocket card. You open it up, and then there's a piece that you pull out. You can write your message on here. You could also put a gift card in here, which I think is kind of nifty. So it could serve two purposes. You certainly don't have to use it as a gift card holder. It's just kind of a fun and different card, something maybe that would be a little bit of a surprise, more than just a regular card. Okay, so let me tell you what I used for this card. I used the Pansy Petals paper from the annual catalog, and this paper is gorgeous. The colors are beautiful. And now we're starting to think about spring, so it seems appropriate to use some paper like this. Also, I'm going to use the pansypatch stamp set. And this is a great stamp set. I love the type style of these sentiments. It combines a block style with a script, and I think that's so cool. So we're going to use these pansy stamps to make some beautiful flowers. Okay, so let's get started. First, I always like to do stamping first. That way, the hardest part for me is the stamping. So I get that part done, and then it's kind of smooth sailing to finish assembling the card. So I want to stamp a pansy in this corner. And so I'm going to start with Fresh Freesia, my Fresh Freesia ink. And this stamp is just sort of going to be the base of our pansy flower. So I'm going to ink that up, and I want this to be really light. So I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on here. There we go. All right. So sometimes we talk about the stamp sets having two-step stamping. This pansy is actually four-step stamping. So that was step one. Now we're going to do step two. That's going to bring a border around, and for that I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape. And let's get that. I'm going to use that full strength because I do want that to be quite dark. There we go. And let me see here. I'm going to get up on top of this. So forgive me if part of me gets in the the frame here. There we go. And you see, it's not exactly, I didn't stamp it exactly on top of the other. And honestly, I kind of like that because somebody told me the other day, in nature, there are no perfect flowers. So, you know, take a little artistic license and make it your own. So now I'm going to take this little piece, and I'm going to use our Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm going to ink this up really good because I really want this black to come through strong. And when we were doing this, we were trying to figure out, okay, which way does this go? And what we decided was it's eyebrows and a beard. So if you can see the eyebrows and a beard, that's the way the stamp goes. So I thought that was pretty clever. Okay. Put it right here. Perfect. Yay! And then let's set that aside, set the black ink aside, and the last piece is going to be using Bumblebee. And we're just going to put a little yellow center in the middle of our pansy. So here we go. Put that right there. Perfect. How cute is that? I love it. So beautiful. These colors are amazing. It makes me want to go out and plant some flowers in my garden. So we've got that piece done. I'm just gonna set that aside. Now we need to stamp our sentiment. And I used this punch, the double oval punch. And for this, because I'm using a photopolymer stamp that I can see through, I'm gonna go ahead and punch out my shape first. There we go. And now I want to stamp the happy birthday sentiment on there. And for that, I am going to use Evening Evergreen. So let's get that up. Stamp this in this nice coordinating color. This paper has many beautiful colors in it. So you've got lots of choices, lots and lots of choices. Okay, let's put that on there. It was kind of messy. I got ink on my block there. So, how'd we do? Yay! Great. Okay. So that is all the stamping. Now the fun part of putting everything together. All right, so for my sentiment in the oval here, I want a layer behind it. And for that, I'm going to use Fresh Freesia. So let me punch that out. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this sentiment on top of the layer. And liquid glue is my very favorite adhesive. Let's see if I can get it to come out. It might be a little stuck here. Hold on one second. Let's see. Well, that one just doesn't want to come out. So, hold on. Let me grab another glue backup. I don't know, maybe it's empty. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, here we go. I think that other one must be empty. All right, let's put this on here. And I'm just going to set that over here, let that dry, and now I'm going to bring over some other parts of my card. I'm using soft succulent for my card base, and it's kind of the normal card size, but we're going to score it differently in order to get this pocket effect. So it's 5.5 by 8.5. So that is half a sheet of cardstock. That part's normal. Then I already went ahead and scored this at, let me see here. Okay, I scored it at 2 inches and at 6 inches. So I'm going to, let's see, use my bone folder. Where is it? Here it is. And make a really nice crease here, burnish the edges. It helps to make the card fold a little easier. So get that done. Perfect. Okay, now we need to adhere our pieces of DSP. Remember, this is the Pansy Petals DSP. And like all of Stampin' Up's DSP, sometimes it's just hard to decide which side to expose and which side to hide. So if that's the biggest problem I have today, I'm having a good day. What do you think? All right. And when I press things down, I like to turn over and press on the back, just in case I have some ink or some glue or something like that on my hands. I don't want to transfer it to my project. And now let's put this on the top flap. The beautiful flowers. Here we go. I like the liquid glue because if I lay it down and it's not quite straight, I have a couple minutes where I can move it around and get it straight. So for me, the liquid glue is very forgiving and I appreciate that. All right, so we need to make this an actual pocket. So to do that, I am going to use some tear and tape. Let me find the end of it here. There it is. I'm going to use some tear and tape because tear and tape is really strong. You could use liquid glue. It's very strong as well. But I don't want to get too much glue, have it squishing out. So I'm just going to use some of this tear and tape. There we go. And that's going to keep it neat for me, so I don't have to worry. Let me make sure that those are stuck down good. And then I'm going to take off this backing. There we go. Oh, that's not, I think I'm pushing too hard. Here we go. It's one of those days. All right, and now let's do this part. There we go. Okay. Then I can just take this and fold it right up. Press those edges down. Yay, okay. We're getting close to the end. I want to adhere my greeting right here, and I'm going to use some dimensionals for that, just to pop the greeting up a little bit and give it a little more interest. Now, because this is going to open, I want to make sure that when I put my dimensionals on the back here, that I don't put them too far down, because if I do that, it's going to seal my card closed, and that wouldn't be very good. My friend who receives this card would not be able to open it, and that would kind of defeat the purpose. So I'm going to put these on, and I'm going to put this right here. There we go. And see, you can't see the dimensionals. They're not going to stick my card shut. Now, I do want to add just one little thing here. I'm going to take a piece of this open weave soft succulent ribbon, and I'm just going to tie it in a knot. And then we'll put that right on the greeting. The happy birthday wish. I love this ribbon. It's very easy to work with, very easy to tie a knot or a bow or whatever it is that you want to use on your card. And to adhere that, I'm going to use a glue dot. So, just going to press right on the glue dot and then peel it off. There we go. And then I'm just gonna move that around a little bit. There we go. Then I'm going to just put this right here, and I want to come in and trim the tails just a little bit, because I like kind of a short, perky bow. I don't like long tails on mine. You might like long tails. I know some folks do. Just a minute, let me even that up a little bit. There we go. Okay. There it is. Isn't that pretty? And then we can just take this and put it right in here. So I think that makes a really nice surprise. Beautiful card on the outside. Your friend gets it, they open it up, and they see this beautiful pansy. I think that's great. All right. Now, I did make the same card using the same set of paper and stamps, but it looks a little bit different. So this one has a base that's in the Fresh Freesia, and just some other pieces of paper from that same pack, and I used the same happy birthday sentiment on this one. Okay, so let me know which one do you like the best, and I'll be back in a couple days with another video. So if this is your first time watching, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped in to see the video. I have several other ones on my channel, if you would like to see more, just subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you'll be notified. You'll know exactly when I post something new. All right, thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.